While Ukrainian drones were destroying strategic aviation and experts were talking about a Russian Pearl Harbor, 72-year-old Putin disappeared. No appeal, no orders, not even words, only deathly silence as a symbol of weakness, observers say. The Moscow Times writes about this. The most high-profile attack by Ukraine in the entire war. According to OSINT analysts, at least 13 strategic bombers were destroyed at bases in the Murmansk, Irkutsk, Ryazan and Ivanovo regions. According to Ukrainian data, up to 40 aircraft were damaged or destroyed, which could be a third of Russia's entire nuclear aircraft fleet. The world waited for a reaction, but Putin disappeared. Saturday, bridges collapsed in Bryansk and Kursk regions, 7 dead, hundreds injured. Sunday, attack on key strategic aviation bases. Monday, Putin congratulates on the Baikonur anniversary. Not a word about the tragedies, not a hint about what is happening. The 72-year-old president, who recently threatened the world with unparalleled responses, is now hiding behind the press service. Against the backdrop of Zelensky's decisive appeals, who instantly reacts to even the slightest events, Putin's behavior looks comical and cowardly. Even Medvedev, known for his nuclear threats on Telegram, has fallen silent. The State Duma is in a stupor. The Defense Ministry limited itself to one phrase about aircraft fire. Even the head of the delegation at the negotiations with Ukraine, Vladimir Medinsky, instead of assessing the situation, said that he was in a good mood after arriving in Istanbul. According to Phillips O'Brien, a professor of strategic studies at the Times, it is the most remarkable and successful operation of the Ukrainian armed forces in the entire war. He calls it a stunning blow to Russia's nuclear triad, the consequences of which the Kremlin has yet to comprehend. Z channels are in a panic. The destroyed Tu-95 and Tu-160 are no longer produced. It is impossible to restore them. According to SIPRI, strategic aviation accounts for 580 nuclear warheads out of 2,673, almost a quarter of the entire nuclear arsenal of the Russian Federation. Experts believe that if a similar catastrophe had happened in any other nuclear power, its leader would have come out to the people, addressed them, explained, and reassured them. But Putin, an aging dictator of retirement age, chose to disappear from public view as if the blow had never happened. The funniest or most pathetic thing is the reaction of federal TV channels. In their evening news broadcasts, Channel 1 and Russia 1 devoted less than 40 seconds to the largest drone attack on strategic aviation. They simply read out a dry report from the Ministry of Defense and immediately moved on to the holidays and the weather. It feels as if the Kremlin hopes that if it keeps loud and long silent, the attack will be forgotten on its own. Russia loses again and again, pretends that nothing happened. During Vasily Maluk's tenure as head of the Ukrainian SBU, the agency has been noted for many successful special operations. This is not only about the recent special effects at military bases in the Russian Federation. The attack on the Kerch Bridge, fires at the oil refineries and much more, the list is very long. The head of the security service of Ukraine has repeatedly proven his effectiveness in the fight against the aggressor. Vasyl Maluk received his higher education at the Kiev National University of Internal Affairs. In 2005, he graduated from the National Academy of the Security Service of Ukraine, specializing in law. He began his military service in the state security agencies in 2001. He worked in various divisions of the security forces, investigating and combating crime. On February 7, 2023, the Verkhovna Rada appointed Maluk as the head of the SBU. One of the main areas of his work was countering Russian aggression. Under his leadership, the SBU developed and actively uses unmanned marine vehicles to combat Russian ships in the Black Sea. In 2023, the SBU dismantled 47 Russian intelligence networks, and another 46 in 2024. These operations stopped the activities of Russian agents who were collecting data for missile strikes on Ukraine. The first explosion of the Crimean Bridge occurred in October 2022. The SBU used explosives disguised as rolls of film in a truck. In July 2023, the bridge was attacked again using naval drones. In February 2023, at the Belarusian airfield, Machalishi, SBU drones damaged a Russian A-50 aircraft. The operation was carried out by 2 drones while the aircraft was on the ground. Near Yevpatoria, Ukrainian forces destroyed the Russian air defense system, Triumph. Maluk called this operation part of active actions against Russian military facilities. The SBU has developed unique Sea drones, Sea Baby, to destroy Russian ships. They are capable of carrying up to 2 tons of cargo and are equipped with Grad installations. These drones hit at least 4 Russian warships near Crimea, including the small missile ship Samum and the large landing ship Olenigorsky Gornyak. On December 6, 2023, the SBU liquidated former MP from the banned opposition platform, For Life Party Ilya Kiva. His body was found in the village of Supanivo near Moscow. The SBU detained Colonel Dmitro Kozyura, head of the Anti-Terrorist Center, for cooperation with Russian special services. Maluk personally supervised the case and reported to President Volodymyr Zelensky. At the end of 2024, an explosion occurred in Moscow, the victims of which were the head of the CBRN troops of the Russian Armed Forces Igor Kirillov and his assistant. The SBU confirmed that it was a special operation of the service. Large fires broke out at 2 Russian military airfields, Olynya in the Murmansk region and Belia in the Irkutsk region. These facilities are bases for strategic aviation of the Russian armed forces. Strategic aircraft caught fire after powerful explosions. Telegraph learned about this from its own sources. The Security Service of Ukraine carried out a targeted operation to eliminate enemy bombers. SBU drones attacked aircraft that strike Ukrainian populated areas every night. At the moment, the defeat of more than 40 aircraft has been confirmed, including A-50, Tu-95 and Tu-22M3, the report says.